Well, join me as I make some green tea. It's one of my favorite teas. Today we're going to be talking about how God is never unintentional. I can't wait to kind of share all that's on my heart concerning this idea. Before we do, this is a good time for you to also make yourself a spot of tea or coffee or maybe a glass of wine, whatever you're in the mood for. I want you to get real cozy and comfortable as we discuss this topic. I like to have my green tea with a little bit of honey. Green tea actually has some really good therapeutic qualities. You don't need a lot of honey. I like it just a little bit sweet. Honey also has some really good health benefits. Get this all set up and started. And you guys can follow me. Okay, so we're gonna get started, and first of all, I want to say thank you for joining me and for listening and sharing your thoughts and your ideas. It's been very helpful for me, and I'm really happy that you guys are enjoying the podcast. I have so much to say, and I love being able to share it with you. So again, today we're gonna be talking about the fact that God is never unintentional. And if I can be really transparent and vulnerable with you guys, as I always am, I don't know that I really believe that fully before this season of my life. And I think that in the transition here to Texas, being disconnected from the church that we were a part of for 11 years or so, I just haven't felt like the intentionality of God since moving here, to be really honest. And it's really crazy that I feel that way, especially because this move has been the very definition of God's intention. I mean, from the timing, how things have lined up, to the point of our house and how that came to be. I mean, there's not been any mark along this transition or along this move here where I cannot point back to the fact that God completely aligned it. But I think that that feeling that I've been feeling, this unhinged, untethered, kind of like not attached to any real purpose, if you will, comes from being a part of an organization that teaches and preaches and indoctrinates you into this line of thinking that there is no purpose outside of that organization. So any ideas I had or insight that I would provide, if it didn't somehow tie back to that organization or that church that we were part of being able to receive like the glory for it, or somehow it fall underneath their umbrella where their name was attached to it, it was not welcomed, or they would cast doubt inside of you, like you couldn't be doing something or having purpose that would disconnect you from the church. And so when you're in that for so long, you really begin to disconnect from a lot of opportunities that God is actually bringing to you. So what happened for me, especially just like I said, being there that long and having so many recurrent occurrences of doubt being kind of cast whenever there was an idea I had outside of, you know, that church or that organization, is it makes you start to filter the voice of God or filter ideas that you're having through these people. And if these people kind of block it, you accept that as like a direct thing from God, right? So it's positioned me now where I've been very distrustful of myself and really believing that I'm hearing what he has to say as it pertains to my life now and my future. It makes me feel, it's a new way of having to learn him for myself without some person in between me and him. So as we get into God is never being unintentional with our lives, I just feel like it is so God that I would feel this way, right? Like, how gracious is he? How loving is he that he would, one, rescue me from people who were trying to control my purpose and my destiny in him, and place me in a space where I don't have anything to distract me. I don't have anything holding me back from really sitting in this space, sitting in the uncomfortableness, sitting in this. It's not a good feeling to feel untethered. It's not a good feeling to feel unhinged. Like there's nothing like anchoring you down or like pulling you down or like solidifying you in place, security around you. It's a feeling that you just want to get rid of really fast. So you want to kind of connect to something right away in order to just feel like you're a part of something. And being here and having that experience with that church for as long as we did, I've not been able to just jump into something. You know, I've not been willing to take myself or my family back into a space where we are unsafe, or we get back into a relationship with an organization or people that would further detour us from our purposes and identity in God. So because of that hesitancy, it has positioned me to really be able to navigate this place, even though it's uncomfortable, even though I don't like the way I feel, even though I can sense this direction that's so far from anything I had ever considered. Being at Jubilee, which is a church we were a part of in Pensacola, Florida, I thought I knew exactly what my life would be. I thought I was very clear on what God's purposes were for me there. Me and my husband were associate pastors. We would stay in that role until we died. It would look like different things throughout the years, but like we would be there. We would be in Pensacola. That is where we would retire. That's where we would, you know, raise our children, where our grandchildren would come for summers. I had it very clear to me. We would travel abroad. We would take the word of God and his love and his hope and his liberty to different places. I just knew what it looked like. And then in a moment, everything changed. So I can't express how grateful I am to have been rescued, and really what this season of time has taught me. This tea is good. All right, so before I kind of really go into detail about what I've learned, I want you to consider this. I want you to kind of inventory for yourself where you are right now when it comes to feeling like you know what God is saying to you about who you are and where you are and where he's taking you. The deal is, I don't believe that it should be like it's God's intention for us to not be able to discern what he's saying. I know he doesn't want us to be confused. Like that, I'm very clear on. He talks about it in his word. He's not the author of confusion. But I think that our life experiences and different things that we encounter, teachings, doctrines, physical experiences, they start to determine what we feel about hearing from God or what it should look like or feel like. I'm finding now, especially in this space that I've been in, I have to be present. I can't be so quick to move past things. When you're walking through life and things happen and they impact you, and if you're the type of person who quickly kind of comes to a resolve and you move past it, typically you're not really dissecting that and how it affects you and how it's impacted you truly. You're just trying to get past it. And getting past it doesn't mean that you really are past it. It just means that you've determined you don't want to deal with that right now. So that could be kind of stuffing it down or sending it to the back of your mind. That can look like being busy, and just never creating enough space to really think through what happened. How do you feel about it? What might have that changed for you? I've had to learn to sit and be in the tension of things that have gone on. I've had to allow myself time to cry, to grieve, to be angry, to navigate my resentment for the people that did things wrong to me, the people I wronged. Just really sitting and unpacking, taking things out and saying, okay, when this happened, man, that really made me sad. I thought this about that situation, or I thought I was truly cared for, that I was truly seen. And then to see how different behaviors or actions that were taken actually communicated the opposite, I've had to learn how to really just be in that space, not be so quick to move past things. And I'm not saying be a grudge holder or hold on to things. I'm actually saying the opposite. I'm saying instead of being so quick to move past negative emotions you may feel or negative experiences you may have had, take some time and honor yourself and really deal. Like doing that and kind of giving myself enough space to not just be busy by other people's standards, doing things that were expected of me, and just kind of pulling back in the time that we've been here in Texas, it has allowed me to realize things about myself I never knew. I've been able to introduce myself to myself, if that makes sense. I get to be free and clear, like I was saying, of other people's voices, where God could really pour into me and show me who He's designed me to be. Now, those of you who know me personally and who have been with me on my journey, you know there's been quite the transition in me. I think that most people would characterize me as an extrovert because I have very strong extrovert qualities. I'm a very big personality. I'm always laughing. I'm really high energy. But honestly, I need quiet. I need stillness. I need to like decrease stimulants around me. I have to have like healing sounds. I have to meditate. I have to set my intentions. Like there is a whole realm of my needs that have only been discovered in the time that it's taken me to be removed from being the me that was expected of me, as opposed to the me that God says I am. And so I think that probably one of the biggest things I really want for you to be able to navigate right now, or to have thoughts about and really contemplate, is, first of all, create some space for yourself. It doesn't have to be 10 hours. I mean, a little bit of time each day to really process where you are, to check in with yourself. I am huge on journaling. It's, to me, a very therapeutic way of making yourself, first of all, be still. Second of all, begin to process your thoughts and your patterns or your ideas, and to get them out of your mind and somewhere where you can actually see them, read them, be able to contemplate what that means or what emotions come up as a result of those things that you've written down. Most of us don't give ourselves the opportunity to be able to process or to be intentional with dealing with events, and even really great events. You know, I have 5 children. All of you guys know that. And they are incredible people. And I think even the really amazing things that I've been able to watch them do, graduations, or them take on new experiences that reveal more about who they are and their passions, whether it's their artistic ability or athletic ability or insightfulness when it comes to the way that they think or perceive the world. When really great things are happening too, and you're not creating the time to process that, to sit in that, to realize how beautiful it is or how majorly it's impacting you, you're still doing yourself a disservice. You have to learn how to just create time and space, whatever that might look like for you. Not everyone's going to journal. Not everyone's going to be into meditation. Not everyone's going to need to listen to sound healing like I do, or healing sounds, I should say. But everyone has something that is going to be meaningful for them. And you owe it to yourself to determine what that is. You owe it to yourself to not let everyone or anyone dictate to you who you are and what you should be doing. That can only come from the one who made you. He's the only one who knows you intricately. He's the one who wove you together in your mother's womb. He's the one who assigned purpose to you. He's the only one who knows every detail of your life. So how can anyone else tell you who you are or what you're called to be? So the only way you're going to determine what he's saying to you is to quiet all the noise, to pull back from all the activities, to kind of lay down your responsibilities. 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, 15, 20, 30 minutes. Create opportunities for you to be doing something that brings you joy, that brings you peace. Decrease the stimulants around your life so that you can really begin to connect to yourself. I had no idea how much I would enjoy the quiet. No idea how much purpose would be birthed in me when I wasn't living out the purposes of other people's expectations. How much joy I get from just being able to live out who I am with no apologies, no explanations. I don't have to make other people comfortable with who I am. I don't have to ask people to accept me for who I am. I get to just be who I am. And I have a saying, you're going to either love me now or you'll love me later, but you gonna love me. So that kind of confidence really just comes from recognizing that I'm so much more than what other people determine that I am. And I'm so much more than what I can even imagine, because he's still revealing it to me, and he will continue to reveal it to me as I give him the opportunity to do that. God is so intentional. He's never not intentional. And I want you to know that, because I want you to understand that there's no season in your life where he is not present and he is not wanting to show you more about who you are and all that he has stored up for you. I absolutely love you, and I hope to hear from all of you. You can comment, you can send me messages. I would love to know just kind of where you are and how things are going, and anything that you pulled from this particular episode that has been a benefit to you. And until next time, heart wellness.